Hello all, my name is Prabhakar. Today we are going to talk about Anaconda, how we can install Anaconda, how to use the Anaconda, and Conda CLI command line interfaces, how to create a different virtual environment, how to work on the larger scale data. In this session, we are going to talk about what is Anaconda distribution, what is Conda command line interface, how it is different from Python distribution, how to install Anaconda, pip and Conda differences to install new packages, and Conda command line interface, create and work virtual environments. So first of all, what is Anaconda? Anaconda is a free and open source distribution of the Python and R programming languages for scientific computing and to simplify package management and deployment. Package versions are maintained by package management system Conda. What is a Conda? Conda is a cross-platform package and environment manager that installs and manages Conda packages from Anaconda repository as well as from Anaconda Cloud. These Conda packages are binaries. There is never need to have a compiler available to install them. Additionally, Conda packages are not limited only for Python software. They may also contain C, C++ libraries, R packages, or any other software. Conda has the ability to create isolated environments that can contain different versions of Python for maintaining the packages installed on them. This is extremely useful when we are working on the data science tools, as the different tools may contain conflict. For example, if we are working on the Flask, at the same time we are working on any changes on the Django. So we can create a different virtual environment and we can segregate different packages for each environment. Conda uses a satisfiability solver to verify that all requirements of packages installed in the environment. This check can take some extra time but helps to prevent the creation of broken environments as long as the package metadata about dependencies are correct. Conda will preferably produce the working environments. And one of the biggest advantages on the Conda is it has over 1,500 packages are available in the Anaconda repository, including most popular data science, machine learning, and AI frameworks. Conda also combined with the pip, since 150,000 packages are available in a Python environment. Sometimes the package is needed which is not available in Conda package, but still it is available in pip Python package, so it can be installed with the help of pip. Let's check that how to create a virtual environment, and before that check how to install Anaconda. So for installing Anaconda, you can search Anaconda on the Google, Anaconda Python, and you can go to anaconda.com. Here, this is the official site for the Anaconda. So here you can click on the download button. In the below, you can see operating system-wise platform-specific installables are available, like Linux, Mac, and then Windows. So there are two versions of Anaconda versions are available, one for Python 3.7 and one for Python 2.7. If you are not sure about that, which one you have to install, I would recommend to go for Python 3.7. So there are two installables are available, one for 32-bit and 64-bit installables available. You can download and install that. So I already downloaded it on my local computer. So after downloading and installing Anaconda, we can find the two options here. One is the Anaconda Navigator and one is the Anaconda Prompt. Okay, so we will discuss about both the part. Anaconda Navigator. Okay, let me discuss about the Anaconda Navigator. Here is my Anaconda Navigator. So this Anaconda Navigator, it will come up with the predefined built-in packages and set of predefined tools. And also apart from that, we can also install additional packages, additional tools on this. And this is the Navigator, so where we can launch the Jupyter Labs and Jupyter Notebooks and Visual source code. We can launch any of the editor on this. At the same time, We can also go to the environments where we can dynamically create runtime environments. Okay, so for example, I'm running a Python 3.7 and I want to create a Python 2.6 virtual environment. I can go here on the UI and for example Python 2.7, and from the drop down, so I can select respective Python version for that. Okay, so and at the same time we can also define the packages for the R languages also. Okay, so and we can install the required packages from the left section, and also we can update the packages if required. So there are a lot of additional APIs as well as additional tools available on the Anaconda Navigator. And coming to the next part is Anaconda CLI, that is command line interfaces. So if you go to Conda CLI, here is my Anaconda prompt. This is the Anaconda command line interface. So if you open the Anaconda command line interface, insert this Anaconda command line interface. So by default, it will come up with a virtual environment called a base. Okay. So let me check first of all which version of Conda I'm using. Conda minus version, so which will return currently 4.7.11 version I'm using on this. Okay, let's check an example. Currently I'm using Python 3.7. Okay, and I want to work on Python 2.7 or maybe Python 2.4. So installing multiple software, multiple versions of Python on a single machine will create a conflict, and then installing multiple packages on this and managing all these component packages on the same machine will be difficult to manage. So for that, Conda come up with creating the virtual environment. So where we can create a multiple virtual environments. So let me create a virtual environment so which supports Python 2.7, let's say. So there is a command Conda create -n, and I'm giving the environment. My environment name is a Python maybe 27. Okay, and Python maybe so let me create a Python 24 2.4, and I want to target it for the Python 2.4. Okay, so let me check this. Now it is creating a virtual environment for me which support a Python 2.4. Okay. Now my virtual environment is created. Okay. So let me go to that virtual environment Conda activate. Okay. The command which is defined here, activate and py24. I think I got some error on this. Okay, let me create a virtual environment for Python 27. Okay, so here I'm creating Python P27 or maybe my env 27 2.7 2.7. So it will take a couple of seconds to create a virtual environment. So after creating the virtual environment, for the development purpose, we can switch from one virtual environment to another virtual environment. And we can install the packages required for that environment only. Now my environment is creating under my env27, and I'm using a Python 2.7. And these are the set of packages are going to be installed as a part of creating the virtual environment. So now my virtual environment is created, and the name is my env27. So for activating this my env27, so I can copy this command conda activate my env27. After activating that, so it will automatically get changed to my env27. So if you see this, so here if I check the Python version, so it will return Python 2.7. Okay. So if I check the list of environments here, so by giving the command conda env list, so which will return a list of virtual environment which I'm running on my computer. Currently, I have 3 environments on this. So one is a base environment, which will come up with by default, and the second one is the my env27 and py27. So this star, it will indicate that currently I am working on this environment. So if I want to come out of from that environment, so I can use the command called conda deactivate. So if I use the conda deactivate by default, so I will be navigating to my base virtual environment. Okay. So let's go and then perform some actions on the newly created virtual environment. So again, conda activate my env27. So now on this, so if you see this Conda list, it will indicate that, okay, what are the packages are installed on this environment. So it will list down all the packages, installed packages. So these are the setup packages. By default, it will come up with the virtual environment. On top of that, so I can add more packages, I can create more packages, and I can install it also. For example, so I want to install Conda install package Flask. Okay. So before that, so let's take an example. So I want to search something about a Flask. For example, if I say I want to install a Flask, but I don't know that which version I want to install. So if I use a Conda search on Flask, so it will indicate that, okay, these are the set of Flask versions are available. So I can select a respective version and then I can install. For example, I want to install Conda install Flask and 1.1.1. This will indicate that, okay, it will install 1.1 version. So it is optional if I am not specified any version while installing any package on this. So by default, it will take the latest package name. Okay. So let me install a package on this. Now, whatever the installation which I'm running here, so these installation are restricted to only for this environment. Okay. This will not be give any conflict to another environments. So that at the same time, I can install multiple packages and I can maintain multiple environments for my development work. So if you see this, so I have installed a Flask on my virtual environment, my env27. So here you can see this. So Flask is installed along with the Flask. So it's a dependencies like it's a dangerous and Jinja 2 and markup safe. These are the additional packages got installed as a part of a Flask installation because these are the dependencies for my Flask environment. So now this installation is done. Then on top of that, so if I want to check this, okay, exactly what is my environment, where it is stored, and what kind of data I'm storing, and which path I'm storing, there are a couple of commands are available for checking and inspecting your Conda, your virtual environment by using a command called Conda info. So if I use the Conda info, so here it will give the list of details about my current running virtual environment. Here is my active environment and the path for that environment, and then the channels which I'm using it for downloading the packages for that, and different environment directories on this. And so administrator is enabled for that. So offline mode is enabled or not. So this kind of information I can get it. So on top of that, so if I use minus all, so it will indicate, it will give all the details about my current active environment. Okay. So which kind of Python version I'm using it on, enter Anaconda, and then what are the environments I have created and which are the base environments are created. So these all details we can get it with the help of Conda info minus a. So now I created a virtual environment. Okay, so these are the set of virtual environments are available. Okay, so now if I want to delete any virtual environment, so I can use the command called Conda. So before deleting the virtual environment, so let me try to delete any package which I already installed in this one environment. So if I go to the Conda list, so here if you see this, so these are the set of packages which I have installed in this my environment. So I want to uninstall, I want to remove any one of the packages from my virtual environment. I can use the command called Conda remove minus n, and which environment I want to remove, my env 27, and I want to uninstall Flask. Okay, and I can specify multiple packages also here by giving a space. So let me try out this. So it will remove the Flask along with, so it will remove its dependencies also. So now if you see this, so I have removed a Flask, and for this Flask, these are the set of dependencies which are required for the Flask execution. So those dependencies also will got deleted from the my Conda list. Okay. So far we discussed about Conda, and there is another option called a pip. Okay. So instead of using this command like Conda install Flask. Okay. So instead of using this command, we can also use pip install Flask. Okay, both are actually same. The only main difference between the pip and Conda is that pip actually use the Python packages only, but Conda is agnostic. So this Conda we can use it for Python, C and C++ and R packages also. And this Python, this pip, the pip is actually compiles everything from the source, and it will use the Python package manager, and Conda which will actually use the binaries. Okay, so these binaries we can get it from the Anaconda repository, and so that's why so this Conda we can extend it for the multiple languages, but in terms of the pip, this is only for the Python packages only. But one of the advantage of the pip is that pip has 150,000 different the large packages are available on a pip, but the Conda only 1500 packages are available, so including a data science, machine learning, and TensorFlow and some AI frameworks. And due to that, this Conda is already integrated with the pip. So in case, for example, if I use like a Conda, for example, install, for example, here I'm using it as test123. So I'm just giving an example. So if I say Conda install test123, and test123 is not available inside of my Conda repository. So in this case, what happened? So it will Conda package, it will contact to my PYP package manager, and then it will get installed from the pip. So first of all, it will try to check the things inside my Conda library. If it is not available, then it will go to the PYP library, the PYP package repository. So this is how we can do it. And next is, so now I have a set of environments are available. So let's take an example. So I want to remove, or maybe I want to, we already discussed about how to deactivate, how to come out of from the virtual environment. And if you want to delete any virtual environment, I can use Conda environment and remove. So if you see this, Conda remove, and here is my Flask. It will indicate that, okay, we are trying to remove the package. But if I use the Conda env and remove, okay, and environment name, Okay, my env27. So this will indicate that I'm deleting the virtual environment permanently from my local machine. When I try to remove the virtual environment, it is giving error. Cannot remove the current environment. Deactivate it first and then rerun. Try to remove it again. So let me deactivate my active environment and the Conda env remove then minus env and 27. So now I'm in a base environment, and from the base environment, I'm trying to delete my env27. So it will safely delete all the data permanently from my virtual environment, my env27. All my packages are deleted from the my env27 environment. So this is how we can create a virtual environment, and we can install packages on the virtual environment, and then we can remove the packages, and at the same time we can inspect the virtual environment, and we can remove the virtual environment. So in the next video, so we will talk about um, Anaconda Navigator, how my Jupyter Lab, and how to create a notebooks, how to use the Spider and then VS Code. Thank you.